Hi, I'm Eric Johnson at Vanderbilt's Owen Graduate School of Management, and I'm here today with Jérémie Papin. Jérémie is the chairperson for Nissan Americas, and he's here visiting the school today. Welcome, Jérémie.
Thank you, Eric.
Well, Jérémie, Nissan Next is this 4-year program that really is looking to transform Nissan. You're about halfway through that program now. How's it going?
It's going great. We're ahead of plan. The plan was organized around changing the product, changing the business, and changing the culture. On all three, we're making great grounds and faster than we expected. Change the product. We've launched 10 new cars over 18 months, all of which have elevated the brands, our segment-defined products. The feedback we get from the customer is amazing. Changing the business, the way we work with our dealers, the way we work with our suppliers, the operational excellence we've achieved through COVID and all the latest unforeseen circumstances we'd have to adjust it. The financial results, all of these are showing that we've made significant progress. We've got a very solid foundation. And then changing the culture inside the company, there's a lot going on. It will always be the one that kind of takes the most time to be fully changed, but we're making good progress. Employee engagement, employee pride is much higher now than it's been in the past. So we're happy with Nissan Next. We're looking forward to the future.
That's great. Well, let's talk EVs for a minute. You and Nissan were really early entries into the EV space with the affordable Leaf, really ahead of its time, I think, in many ways. And of course, the EV market continues to be a really exciting place. Where will Nissan compete, and how do you think about the EV market?
Yeah, 10 years experience in EVs, 170,000 happy customers of Nissan Leaf, and now Nissan Ariya, all new EV coming out, the best of Nissan technology, stands by a Nissan, fun to drive, good technology, but with a human-machine interaction, human-technology interaction that is seamless and second to none. And so we see this is for us an era of growth now, again, because we've got great products coming through. Charging has never been as easy, and there's a lot of support or charging network, so that should remove anxiety. And then, there is a customer tax incentive, which makes things easier for the customer as well. So I think for an EV, you drive it, you like it, it's a different experience. And so surveys say a majority of the customers now are considering EV. If they move from considering to driving, the EV adoption will go much faster. In any case, what we foresee is 40% of our sales in the USA in 2030 will be electric vehicles.
Wow.
We will have electric vehicles in all the segments that are relevant to this marketplace. We will have electric vehicles at all attainable points for the customer. And so we're behind it because we know that's what the customer will want because of the quality of the products we're able to put on the road.
And the much discussed range issue is really solving itself.
Today we're offering ranges at 300 miles. That is, way beyond what people need on a day or even through a week. You charge at home just like you charge your phone, and so that is not an issue. On longer trips, again, the charging network is there, the fast charging capabilities are there, and so we're very conscious of this. And the EVs will become single car in a household. The technology is there to support that claim.
Yeah. Well, on a completely different subject, something that's top of mind for me, and I think for many folks these days, is globalization. Kind of the sea change that we've been observing, and in some sense, globalization is under a bit of attack in a way. Certainly something I never imagined that I would see in my career, but even shrinking back from free trade and things like that. Certainly Nissan's in the middle of that as a very global company, and not without challenges with Russia or with the supply chain issues throughout Asia, so forth. How should managers be thinking about globalization as they build their strategies for the next 10 years?
Yeah, we've been thinking a lot about that. First, in a reactive mode, I think with COVID or semiconductor shortages, all of us in the industry discovered, and most of the people that run industrial businesses discovered, they probably do not have the knowledge into the supply chain to the level that is required to have a kind of a bulletproof supply chain. So there's a massive amount of energy that is being put into the understanding of the supply chain through all of its tiers. And when you manage, complex supply chains such as us, it means definitely knowing a lot about who are the suppliers of your suppliers and so on. So that's one thing. And then, of course, we don't want to have working capital stuck in inventory piles all along the chain. So global supply chain that is efficient and still allows just-in-time development into the manufacturing plant.
Nissan was a leader in lean, right?
We want that, but if now it means because of port congestions and other things we need to build inventory, we're definitely revisiting make or buy and local sourcing compared to global sourcing. And then we've got regulation, as you mentioned. There's been two important regulation passed in the USA. The USMCA that replaces NAFTA is clearly leaning towards building much more in North America or in the USA. And then there's this new US Inflation Reduction Act, and to qualify on customer EV tax, for example, you need to be manufacturing in the U.S. You've got certain conditions about the sourcing of the materials, and to basically comply with that, you need to be building more locally. What I think it means our plants in the USA have a great future.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, and you mentioned COVID along the way, and of course we feel like we've turned a corner on that, but it's changed work, right? It changed the way we work forever, I think. It's a theme that we've been studying here at the school this year. How is Nissan thinking about the future of work?
And I think we're all learning about this, and frankly, we welcome talking with faculty about what the analysis, the understanding is, because we're all adjusting to the new reality. At Nissan, we were leaning into a bigger push around culture. We defined the Nissan way of doing things. Executive behavior drives the change. We care much about our people. Specifically to COVID, work from home, and those discussions, we initiated a policy that is be where you want to be at Nissan. And what that means is, we know there are activities that can be done at home. We also know there are activities that need to be done in the office with the colleagues. We're very focused on getting people together to do something together. I'm not interested in seeing people in the office to attend Zoom meetings, but I'm interested in seeing people in the office to work together, to have a break together, to have lunch together. Whatever it is, the together piece of it is so important. Why? Because if we did so well in the COVID situation, overnight, bringing thousands of people back home and still working and achieving great results, is because there was teamwork, camaraderie, efforts being done for the colleague. 2-3 years in, teams have changed. We need to continue to nurture this, to keep it well going. So we're focused on being intentional about putting people together. And I think acceptance with that philosophy from the employee base is very strong. And so, that's how we're showing flexibility and still working off an agenda that is very positive for the company.
Well, one of the things I love about my role is I get to meet lots of people like yourself who've had amazing career journeys and learned a lot of lessons along the way. And I wondered if you could share one leadership lesson that you thought was really important for your career.
So many lessons, because much of this and arriving in this position was, I would say, fast and unexpected. But definitely, we need to, what I'm learning is resilience and agility. Uncertainty is now here to stay. And, that's what we're learning a lot about. I'm also, humble and always thinking, what do I don't know? And always thinking about trying to know what I don't know. And that means a level of teamwork and a level of analysis whenever something happens, whether it's better than expected or worse than expected, we need to be able to understand it and continuously learn. And I think that's what this new era is telling us. It's, the leader is there to lead, obviously, provide the short-term results and the vision. But because of the uncertainty, we just need to be having an appetite of learning and an appetite for this teamwork and accepting that we're never the smartest in the room, but with good questionings, we end up getting the best of the organization.
Well, certainly everyone hopes for kind of this return to normal, but I think what you're really saying is maybe there is no normal, right? No normal. We'll always be learning and pushing and
adapting,
yes.
And having to adjust to unforeseen good or bad news and changing plans, and yet always mastering what we control. And as long as we control and master the controllables, the results will be the best that can be achieved and recognized as such. And it's a good base from which to grow.
Well, Jérémie, thank you so much for spending the day with us at Vanderbilt.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much.